Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to the channel, A Scorpio's Journey. So glad you're here. My name is Kenya, and I am a Scorpio sun, a Scorpio moon, a Pisces rising. I'm also a lover of tarot. I use it as a journaling tool to help support my own emotional and spiritual well-being. And I recently had a calling to share my insights with the world. So here I am on YouTube. Now, I have to say, though, that I'm not in the medical profession. I'm not in the financial profession. I'm not a legal advisor. I'm not a licensed counselor or anything like that. I don't do professional tarot readings, nothing like that. I'm just rising to this challenge that the universe put out there for me to share my intuitive guidance and interpretations of tarot with other people. So I hope you'll join me as we build to this community together. If the messages resonate with you, please consider subscribing to the channel, as well as liking and sharing the videos. This channel is just for you, Scorpio. I really just want to go deep into the transformational journeys that we as Scorpios like to have. So I'm doing weekly general readings. I'm going to do one today. But I've also been doing monthly readings covering all aspects of the astrological chart. So each month, there's a separate reading for every single house in the astrological chart, from the first all the way through to the 12th house. So please go and check out any of those readings, whichever ones that are of interest to you. But let's get started. Again, we're going to do a weekly reading, and this is for the week of February 15th. And I'm going to be drawing a number of different cards, as well as using the Viking Runes. So let's see what message Spirit has for us for the runes for the week of February the 15th. The 13th. I think it's February the 13th. That's right. Oh, okay. So we've got the rune of separation here. That's interesting. It's also called the rune of inheritance. I'm just putting the bag down here. And, this is all about, right, the whole idea that you have to give up something in order to get something, right? It's about, it's like an inheritance, right? So an inheritance, unfortunately, you might lose a loved one, but you would inherit property or money or something like that. So it's a similar kind of energy here, but of course it's much deeper. This is about something something that's so inherent in you that you have to give up in order to become a better person, or in order to become the person that you are, who you truly are. And in the end, that's a blessing. So we'll see what other messages we get from Spirit around that. Just want to make sure this is we can see this in the camera there. And then we'll pull a couple of cards from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. Yeah, this is, to me, is, a lot like our own energy, Scorpio. It's sort of like that endings and beginnings energy, or transformational energy, where, you're really getting rid of, what's old in your life in order to make way for something that's new. So funny, we just had our endings and beginning reading yesterday for the month of February. And, to me, that was all about, there were two threads there. You should go and see it, because it definitely was about endings and beginnings, but it was about either a financial recovery, coming back into yourself financially, a relationship recovery, or a physical recovery. It was definitely something material. And relationships and even, your physical health and well-being is material, your body. So that was a really interesting read. And we'll see if there's any other messages Spirit will have for us around that for this week. We've got Whale. So yeah, this is definitely about, just going deep. And doing some inner work, which I know we like to do, Scorpio. And we've got Black Egg. Now, this has come out 3 times this month. So this energy is really, really important. If you're not familiar with this deck, this is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And, you know, there are animals that correspond with each of the, you know, the elements: air, water, earth, and cloud, right? or I said that, air, water, earth, what's the other one? Fire. Oh my goodness. So there are animals that, you know, correspond with each of the 4 elements. And then there are these sort of spirit energies. And that's this one that has come up again for the 3rd time this month, the black egg. But let's start with the whale energy here. This is just really, really beautiful. This is about needing to go deep. Like, you know how, especially in a challenging time. So you know how at the surface, like at the surface of the ocean, like there could be choppy waters, right? Lots of waves going on. But whales, they actually live deep, 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 deep down in the ocean. And when you go down there, all is quiet and calm, and there's just this inner knowing, this inner understanding, this inner peace, this inner wisdom, and that's what this energy is all about. It's really, really quite beautiful. And as it's, you know, come up with this black egg, and this black egg is just all about honesty and integrity and truth. You know, this is about, you know, speaking your truth. You know, like there's no confusion about, you know, what you know. And this really represents it's, you know, represented by the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra. And it has anything to do with communications too. So that's writing, reading, teaching, public speaking, but it's also about going in and really understanding yourself and understanding your own truth. Interesting that it comes up with the whale. So right now, Scorpio, you may be asking yourself these questions like, what do I know that I know that's true about myself? Or what's true about how I fit into the world. So, so far we're really getting this whole idea that, you know, we're really going deep and we're asking some of the really big questions, which we do all the time, Scorpio. This is us. This is what we do. But yeah, sounds like we're deep into some inner work this week. So I'm going to pull now from the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck to see what additional messages we get for the week of February 13th. General reading for my lovely Scorpios. Now, what type of Scorpio are you? Are you a Scorpio sun? Are you a Scorpio moon? Are you a Scorpio rising? Are you a Scorpio Venus? Let me know in the comments. I shared. I'm a Scorpio sun, a Scorpio moon, but I am a Pisces rising. So if you know your chart, let me know what type of Scorpio you are. If you don't know your chart, you can go to, astrology.com. And if you know your time, the exact time of your birth, you can get your chart. So we've got taking risks. That's interesting. And then love. Ooh, how beautiful is that? You know, I guess I just want to start with this beautiful card. You know, this is what it is. You know, this could be about, you know, how you love, who you love. But, you know, this can also be about, you know, your own self-esteem. And, you know, you needing to hear this message, Scorpio, that, you know, you are loved, and that you are, you know, lovable. So, yeah, I feel like, you know, as you're asking these deep questions about yourself, just really understanding who you truly are, I think this is about, yeah, your love being around you, or your something around your confidence and your self-esteem starting to grow here as you really start to really understand who you truly are, Scorpio. And then we've got taking risks. So that's what this is. So, you know, this is to me a lot like, you know, Fool energy in the tarot deck. So, you know, just, you know, there's face your fears, do things in a new and different way. Just don't be afraid to kind of put yourself out there. Think about, living life a little more extraordinary, right? And don't be afraid to, fail too, because that's how we actually learn, right? If we did everything perfectly all the time, there would be no learning in our lives. So, I feel like, I feel like this is you, Scorpio, wanting to put yourself out there, and you're, gaining some confidence, you're gaining some self-awareness, you're really trying to figure out how to do that, Scorpio. And what that means is that, there might be some aspects of you, whether it's your external environment or, some aspects of your personality, that you're willing to change and give up. Right? So it's you come, getting rid of some outmoded, thinking or conditioning. And I think it's about how you show up in the world. Like you're trying to show up a lot differently, Scorpio. For what reason? I'm not sure. This has been the theme for the last couple of months. And I think it does have to do with, us starting a new year, although we're into the new year now, Scorpio. So we need to figure it out if we're going to make some impact for this year. I feel like you're wanting to think about, what are some bigger and better goals for yourself this year? As part of doing that, we're doing this deeper inner work in terms of, really getting an understanding about how we want to actually show up in the world. And, Scorpio, Spirit is saying, put yourself out there. It's time to face your fears, to get, put your big girl pants on, your big boy pants on, and, just live a bolder and, better, bigger life. And, with that love card too, I do feel like that's, love that Spirit has for you. We could see this could be about a relationship too, and you're doing some deep thinking about a relationship. That certainly has come up in the relationship readings this month where you needed to do that. We'll see what else comes up in the cards today, but I'm really getting a strong energy about this. Might be about you specifically, Scorpio, and how you show up in the world. We'll see. This is the money and career deck, and somebody will certainly need to hear this message, but we'll also read it metaphorically, considering all of the other cards that are on the table. So we've got student. This kind of just really aligns with what we're talking about, and I'll read what the card says in a minute. But, as we're looking at these other cards, to me, I feel like this is you, again, just going in deep and really trying to understand yourself better, and how you fit into the world and how you actually want to show up into the world. But the card says, work with a mentor to learn new skills or teach you how to implement your plans. Okay, so some of you could be in school, learning something new, or as this says, having somebody who you're going to for advice. You could be in school to pursue higher education or work for a school district. So somebody might be a teacher. Teach yourself to succeed with money, or get a financial advisor to teach you. So some of us need to hear this, Scorpio, where, we need to, get our finances in order. That has also been a theme for us this month. So you might be, talking with a financial advisor, trying to get, a budget in place, or getting some financial goals in place for this year. And then we've got mechanic. Mend what needs mending. It might be broken, but all is not lost. Consider a career as a mechanic in an automotive, aerospace, or repair technician. Okay. Wow. And then you have the ability to easily fix your finances, but sacrifices may be needed. So that's what we were just talking about, Scorpio. So this, there's some theme here about us needing to get our financial affairs in order, potentially with some of us needing some professional advice, maybe going out to accountant, or a financial advisor, or planner, especially as in a couple of months, tax season may be coming up. But I'm also getting to, this idea that there's something in your life too, Scorpio, maybe with a relationship or personally, that we need to pay some attention to. You know, again, it's along that theme of, you know, just getting quiet, and going deep and sort of, you know, getting a better understanding around something. It could be us, but it could also be a relationship. We'll see. You know, this is the Zen Tarot deck. I've just started using this deck. We'll see how well I do with it today. It's got very, even though it's set up like, you know, a tarot deck with the major arcana and then the 4 suites, but it's got very different meanings. The meanings are really aligned with the Buddhist religion, and so I'm still learning to interpret them. I've been doing so well. I mean, I always just try to interpret the cards intuitively anyway, no matter what the book meanings of them are. But I'm curious to see, like, a little bit more about what that separation energy is that we got from the Viking Runes. I'm hoping Spirit can help clarify that for us a little bit. You know, it could also just metaphorically be about, you know, again, just, you know, us, you know, just facing our fears, just not being afraid to do that. Again, it gets back to a, you know, a type of separating from an outmoded conditioning or outmoded aspect of our personality. Maybe it's confidence. Here. But we got comparison. Oh, that's interesting. So in this deck, that's number 5. And it's the suit, it's the air suit. In here, they call it cloud. So it's the 5 of swords, but it's comparison, and that's so interesting. And then we've got the rebel. And so this is the major arcana number 4. So very similar, well, not similar, but this is akin to the emperor energy in the traditional tarot deck. So it's interesting. So, you know, when I think about this number 5 comparison, so I don't know if you can see this here, but you've got sort of something like an oak tree. Can you see that? On the left side, and then here you got, I think that's bamboo. And so that's speaking to, you know, me, somebody out there just, right, trying to compare themselves to others or compare their situation to others, something like that, Scorpio. And of course, we shouldn't be doing that. We all have our own unique talents that we contribute to the world. And what's for you is for you, and what's for somebody else is for somebody else. So if you're doing that, Scorpio, that's not good. You know, I'm also getting this whole thought about, like, why not me? Like, is that weird? Like, why? Like, there's some situation like that you're coveting, or somebody's coveting. Maybe it's not you. Maybe somebody else is coveting your situation. It could be that. But, like, I feel like you're wondering, like, why hasn't it happened for me yet? And that could be, you know, part of why we're sort of going deep and doing some of this inner work, Scorpio. You're trying to figure that out, and just know, like, that's not for you to figure out. So first of all, you're going to get what's yours when it's supposed to come to you. It might not always come to you in the form that you want it to. Spirit knows what's best. But yeah, I feel like there's some of that going on. Like, you're feeling like you're not getting your fair shake for some reason, Scorpio. And what I would say here is, you know, you're on the right path, and you're getting what you need at this point. And, you know, if you really do feel like that, then, you know, again, there's some opportunity to shake things up a little bit, right? You know, we are equal partners with Spirit. So Spirit brings, you know, its part, and then you bring your part, right? And if there are some aspects of you or your personality or your situation that you can change in order to get to where you want to be or where you feel like you should be, then let's by all means figure that out and see what we need to do. It's all about this taking risk kind of energy, like, you know, yeah, you know, do something different, shake things up, put yourself out there. And that's exactly what this is saying. This is the rebel. The rebel does not do what everybody else does. The rebel, you know, beats to his own drum. He does not conform to tradition. He does not conform to the rules. And I'm wondering if Spirit is saying here, whatever you are trying to fix here, you know, again, it could be a relationship, but it could also be about yourself and how you show up in the world, or what you want out of this world materially, emotionally, or spiritually, that you need to maybe potentially be thinking out of the box and be doing something a little bit differently in order to get yourself there, Scorpio. So I'm gonna pull now from the main deck. I just want to make sure, let's see, I'm gonna use the Modern Witch, but I want to make sure that these cards are all kind of in view here. And yeah, I think I'm doing good. So this is the Modern Witch Tarot deck. It's more along the traditional, along the lines of the traditional tarot meanings. I love this deck though, because all of the visualizations have women. They're all women in this deck. So girl power. No offense to my male Scorpios, but you know, it's nice to see the focus be on women too. So let's see what Spirit has for us. Again, we're looking at the week of February 13th for my Scorpios. Okay, see what we got. The Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady, Scorpio. Slow and steady. Ooh, beautiful is that. Star. The Hermit. Oh, yeah. So this is whale energy for sure. The Queen of Pentacles. Wow. The Seven of Wands. Yeah. You do you, boo. Be your authentic self. And the Page of Wands. So how interesting. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So, whew, this may be about money for sure. Work, or you know, a passion that you have. We love this. So we'll start with the Nine of Pentacles. I love her. She's got a garden of pentacles growing. You know, this is all about, you know, feeling, you know, feelings of independence, self-sufficiency, material security, because she's got these pentacles. Like, she doesn't want for anything materially. In fact, you can see back there too, she's got tomatoes growing on the vine. This is somebody who's confident, who's independent, who's self-sufficient, you know, somebody who's enjoying life. They can, you know, they've got, you know, finances to be able to enjoy the creature comforts, right? All of the comforts in life. I feel like this is where you want to get to, Scorpio. I feel like this is all about work, or a career, or, you know, entrepreneurship. And I think that you are wanting to, if you're not thinking about doing something new like that, Scorpio, you're trying to figure out how to expand your business. I feel like you have been thinking about this, and I do feel like you're like you may be feeling a little frustrated, Scorpio, just around like, why is it taking so long to get to where I want to get? Or like, what else do I need to do to get to where I want to get? And, you know, here too, you might be looking at other people and seeing how easy it is for other people, and you having to work at it a little bit more. And, well, that's what it is. You know, you need to figure it out. And, you know, maybe it is that you need to shake something up in order to get closer to where you want to go. But Let's start with the Knight of Pentacles. We like him. You know, he does also speak to, you know, stability, practicality. You know, he's very methodical. He's very strategic. Like, he doesn't make a move without thinking about it first and thinking about the implications of it. You know, he's very deliberate in his actions, although he does act like he does, you know, all nights about movement and change. You know, but this one is a little bit slower because he's always thinking about every little thing that he's doing. He's also about hard work. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to roll his sleeves up and, you know, get in with the folks and do the hard work. But more importantly, like, it's about slow and steady, because what he does, he's doing to build up a solid foundation. He wants something that's going to be long lasting. He's building a legacy, and that's what the Pentacles suit is all about, building a legacy. So, you know, that's not something that happens overnight, Scorpio. This is somebody who's committed to his task. You know, and he's going to, you know, do what he needs to do for as long as he needs to do. I feel like Spirit is saying, keep going. You know, things may not be going as fast as you think they should be, Scorpio. But, you know, right now they're going as fast as they need to be going. Now we've got it anchored by the Queen of Pentacles, and we like her. She's very resourceful. When I look at her, I just think of all of the resources that she either, you know, has around her, or the relationships that she can use as a resource. She just knows how to use her resources really wisely. She takes care of the details. She's very methodical again, too. She's really well organized. She's a very successful businesswoman. And again, I say this, you know, with no gender intended here. So, you know, this is the energy of the card, you know, even though it's Queen, you know, this can be for my male Scorpios too. So yeah, I feel like this is saying, yeah, like, you need to pay attention to some detail here, Scorpio. Again, I think whether it's, you know, to do with your money, your finances, or a career or passion that you have. And I feel like there's like a need to, like, I want to say, like, revisit the plan. That's what I want to say. Like, I want to say, you know, take a minute, get still, think about the plan, think about what's working with the plan and what's not, and what needs to change. Don't be afraid to try something new with this plan, Scorpio, and keep your hope up. So we've got the star. So, you know, this is, you know, about make a wish. Let's just take a moment. This is law of attraction right here, Scorpio. Let's just take a moment. Let's see ourselves the way we want to be. Let's make that wish. Let's put it out there. There we go. This is about renewed hope, Scorpio. Renewed optimism. It's a beautiful card. I love it. And it's also about having faith and trusting in spirit and knowing that things are going to get better. It's about inspiration and finding inspiration, Scorpio. And, you know, that inspiration might be internal. We got all of these sort of internal, like, go deep with the Whale, with the Hermit. Even the Seven of Wands is about, you know, you understanding you and understanding what you bringing to the table, and you being your authentic self, and you bringing your, you know, your gifts here. But it's also about challenge. Like, it's not going to be easy. The message of this card, though, is you are up for this challenge. You have what it takes to face this challenge. You know, yeah, I feel like, yeah, this is you. This is you, Scorpio. Whatever this is that you want to manifest, I do think this is about you manifesting. Spirit is saying, go for what you want. But you gotta persevere. You gotta, stick with it. And it's going to be slow and steady. And as long as you do that, Scorpio, you're going to get your dreams. Your dreams are going to be, are going to come true. Like, okay, so we talked about this. We know what this Hermit card is. This Hermit guy, he is all about, like, again, going within, looking within for the answers. He's about inner reflection, soul searching. He voluntarily withdraws. In this illustration, we see the woman, she's closing her laptop because she doesn't want any distractions. And we know how social media and internet can distract. She wants to just kind of get quiet and go within and just, ask those questions to herself. Like what we talked about, like, what do I know that's true? What do I want to get out of this? What are my passions? Like, how can I, how can I pursue my passions? That's what this page of Wands is all about. I love this page. It's one of my favorite pages. This page loves adventure, loves a challenge. Loves to try something new and seek new experiences. It's very outgoing and creative. It's passionate. It often brings about good news or an exciting opportunity. In this instance, I still am getting this whole idea about how you need to put yourself out there a little bit more, especially as it's sitting underneath the Hermit card. So yeah, the Hermit, and we can tend to be hermits a lot, Scorpio. We're, typically, tend to be a little introverted. We're very careful about, what we share and who we share it with. And, with these cards, I do feel like Scorpio, Spirit is saying, like, we need to take a risk, take a chance and open up and put ourselves out there a little bit more. Whether it's on social media or, with a club or a group of people or finding, a group of like-minded people, I think it's something like that we need to do if we want to advance whatever this is. So let's clarify a little bit with the Kipper deck to see what additional messages we can get around this. Yeah. You have what it takes here, Scorpio, but it's about like how you use that, how you use your gift, right? You got to share it. You got to put it out there if you want to, manifest your dream, whatever that is here. That says sudden wealth. I just don't take pop-ups or turnovers, but in case someone else does and are curious, I always show the card. Sometimes I do, if I feel like, the energy of the card, I'll do it, but I'm so clumsy when it comes to shuffling cards. If you've been watching me for a little bit here, you'll see that. So I typically don't take pop-ups for that way because of that. Self-awareness. House, wow. Whew, how beautiful is that? Especially that it sits up, atop these other pentacle cards. That speaks to security, stability. It could be a house. Some of you may be purchasing a house. Maybe that's why you need to get your financial affairs in order, Scorpios, so you can, purchase a house. That could be, your dream here. You don't see it coming, and it's been a long time and you've been trying to figure out how to make that happen and, change. So that's number 9. And then message. Wow. So there is some message that's coming, sitting atop that page of Wands. Some good news is coming, Scorpio. I don't know what it's about, but it is. It's going to bring about some change, and it's going to be beautiful change that it's sitting atop of that star card. How beautiful is that? And we got it again. Like the other one, I think, said sudden wealth, but this says unexpected income. So, yeah, there's just going to be some change in your income. I do think it's going to be a little bit of time in coming, Scorpio, just, you know, with the Knight there. And again, maybe, you know, not without some action on your part, Scorpio, that, you know, you maybe need to get some, you know, budget in place, or, you know, some kind of financial planning, work with a financial planner, but it's coming. So yeah, I'm also getting with this unexpected income, like this whole idea, like it's gonna, whatever, maybe if it's not about money too, even though it says income, I just feel like there's gonna be like an improvement to the situation. I still think this is about career, or, you know, a side gig or something like that. So that's what I feel like. I feel like money's going to come in, you know, at some point. Like, keep doing what you're doing, Scorpio, and you're going to, you know, start to see some more, you know, stability in your income. If you're an entrepreneur and you own your own business, or you're going to start to, you know, build a solid financial, you know, income, a stream or something like that. Like, I feel like there's a foundation that's being built here, Scorpio. That's what we talked about when we talked about the Knight of Pentacles. That's why he's so slow and steady, because that's what he wants to make sure he's got a solid foundation. You know, this also is about a long-term investment too, because, you know, when we buy real estate, we don't buy real estate to sell it tomorrow. Well, some people do, you know, I guess that's what flipping a house is all about. But, you know, most of us buy real estate, you know, hoping that, you know, it will, you know, the cost will increase over time, and we can sell it, you know, to make money. So this is all about, you know, a long-term investment, like, or long-term stake in the game here, Scorpio. But you're going to see some improvement. It's going to be, it's going to work out. You just have to believe that. You have to know that, you know, Spirit is on your side. You know, this could also be, as I'm saying, you know, message, this number 7 message sitting underneath, atop the Hermit. You know, this, you should also be like, you may also be feeling just very intuitive right now too. That's also associated with the whale spirit, with the whale energy. You know, that card just speaks to intuitiveness too, and just like inner wisdom. And inner wisdom comes from, you know, that's how Spirit talks to us. Like, when you just pop up and you just know something in your gut, or you intuitively feel something, that's the universe saying, that's how the universe talks to us. So I feel like here with this message card, like, there's maybe some spiritual message that Spirit has for you, and in which case, whatever you typically do, if you've got a, you know, a typical, you know, meditation regimen that you do, or prayer regimen, or whether it's, you know, walking in nature, or whatever it is to do to get quiet and to download, and whether, you know, and again, this is not, you know, Spirit is, you know, whatever you want Spirit to be, whether, you know, it's God, or if it's you and your own internal soul, or whatever it is for you, it's, you know, I feel like, you know, some needing to get quiet and get a message, a good message, a message that's really going to help you with this effort. So let's see what the Keepers of the Light deck has to say for us, Scorpio. So we've got, gosh, you know, we've got Kuthumi, like, I don't know what his name is. He's a Keeper of the Light. But it says, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. What have we been talking about? What did I just say? Boy, I love cartomancy. You know, this is Spirit just doubling down on the messages that we've already talked about, Scorpio. There's the need to get quiet and just to listen to your soul and listen to yourself. You know what you need to do. You need to shake things up, Scorpio. You need to take a little risk. You need to put yourself out there. You need to get your confidence going. You know it's not going to happen overnight. You know all of these answers. You just need to hear it from me, because that's why you're listening to this this reading right now. But Spirit is telling you, you already know that. The truth. Trust what you know. Trust what you know, Scorpio. Beautiful. And then we've got Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. So I feel like, I really do feel like, Scorpio, this is what I was sort of alluding to before. Like, we are equal partners with spirit. Like, you got to bring your part to the table, and spirit is going to bring, do its part. But this is about, the giving and take, the giving and receive, the yin and the yang, and we have to work together to make it through, to make it work, and to manifest what you want. So, I hope you enjoyed the insights from this reading, Scorpio. Please, please, please consider subscribing to the channel and building this community with me. Also, like it, and if you know another Scorpio that could benefit from hearing the messages, please, please feel free to share. But until next time, bye.